Mikhail Kutuzov is one of the largest ships on the Black Sea. Its crew size was comparable to the population of a small village and amounted to 2,500. Its premises are 42 cabins and 38 cockpits, 4 libraries. It was a meeting place for the world's political elite. Kings, shahs, and presidents stepped onto its deck, and today, despite its status as a museum, it is part of the Russian Black Sea Fleet. This is a light cruiser of the USSR Project 68 Biz. Mikhail Kutuzov is named after the outstanding Russian commander Field Marshal Kutuzov and entered service in 1955. The ship served for almost half a century. Like any other ship built after the Second World War, Kutuzov's track record is not full of participation in famous naval battles. However, at the turn of the 60s and 70s, during the Arab-Israeli War, the cruiser was in the combat zone. He provided support to Egypt and Syria. On the night of October 29, 1955, the cruiser found itself near the scene of the disaster of the battleship Novorossiysk, under the bow of which a strong explosion occurred. 27 sailors from the rescue team sent from the cruiser to assist the crew of Novorossiysk died. In 1961, the film Shore Leave, with the participation of Vladimir Vysotsky, was filmed on the cruiser. And in the same year, Yuri Gagarin also visited Kutuzov. During his career, Kutuzov made 15 long-distance voyages, but the most serious test was the Northwestern Atlantic in 1957. The cruiser went to Leningrad to celebrate the anniversary of the October Revolution, and along the way, the cruiser withstood a severe storm in which it was recorded, the ship's maximum roll angle. During the Caribbean crisis, the cruiser, as part of a strategic operation, was supposed to go to Cuba as the flagship of a separate brigade of ships of the Black Sea Fleet. Since July 1962, the team has been intensively preparing for the campaign. However, after the peaceful resolution of the crisis, the campaign was canceled. In 1989, the ship was mothballed. It was withdrawn from the fleet in 1998. Back in 1994, veterans of the cruiser took the initiative to preserve the last artillery cruiser in Russia. The uniqueness of Mikhail Kutuzov was recognized by UNESCO, which registered it as a monument ship in 1996. Today, the light cruiser is based in the port of Novorossiysk. Time has undoubtedly left its mark on the cruiser Kutuzov, but it resembles a sleeping giant whose towers will suddenly begin to turn in search of the enemy. The cruiser had an all-welded hull and a double bottom. For the manufacture of structures, low alloy steel of high strength was used. To ensure unsinkability, the hull was divided by 22 main transverse waterproof bulkheads into 23 autonomous compartments. The ship had 2 masts, 2 smokestacks, and 4 3-gun main caliber artillery turrets. 2 blocks of superstructures are mounted in the middle part of the cruiser. The bow superstructure housed a conning tower, a bow control post for controlling the fire of main battery artillery, and 2 batteries of small caliber anti-aircraft artillery. On the aft superstructure, 2 MZA aft batteries and a second main caliber control tower were installed. 6 twin 100mm universal deck turret gun mounts are installed on the forecastle, 3 on each side. To protect the vital parts of the ship, general and local armor was provided: anti-ballistic, anti-fragmentation, and anti-bullet. The designs used mainly homogeneous armor. The bulk of the armor fell on the citadel, consisting of a side belt and traverses covered with a protective deck. The weight of the hull armor protection is about 3,000 tons. According to calculations, it was envisaged that the armor should provide protection in combat conditions for the vital centers of the ship from the damaging effects of 152mm and 203mm armor-piercing shells. The constructive underwater protection used on the ship from the effects of enemy torpedo and mine weapons was limited to only the double bottom. The system of side compartments and longitudinal bulkheads only limited the flooded volumes inside the hull, but could not localize the impact of the explosion of the torpedo warhead. As the main caliber, the cruiser Mikhail Kutuzov is equipped with 12 152mm to 57 B-38 guns in 4 3-gun Mk5 Biz turrets and located in 2 groups. 2 turrets each in the bow and stern. The installations had their own radar rangefinder, Stag-B, and third towers, and an AMO-3 optical sight, 0 V11 impaired AU. The installations were located in 2 groups, bow and stern, consisting of 4 batteries, 2 on each side. B-11 installations could fire at air targets at sharp bow and stern angles relative to the plane of the ship. The guns were mounted in a common cradle and were water-cooled. Meals are limited manual. Guidance in both planes is manual. To protect the crew from onboard weapons fire, the AU aircraft were equipped with a 10mm shield covering the gun platform. The maximum firing range along the horizon was 8,400 mm against air targets, $4,000. The ammunition included fragmentation tracer and armor-piercing tracer unitary cartridges. After modernization, twin automatic 30mm AK-230 mounts were installed on the cruiser. For firing from a machine gun, ammunition with an electric capsule sleeve is used, which is triggered when a current of 0.24, 0.65A passes through the firing circuit. The machine is powered by a strip. The AK-230 ammunition includes OF-83 high-explosive fragmentation incendiary projectile, high-explosive projectile F-83, armor-piercing tracer projectile BR-83. Operating modes of the machine gun. Firing is carried out in bursts of up to 100 shots of continuous fire per barrel, after which the barrel is cooled for 15-20 minutes with the external cooling system turned on. In exceptional cases, shooting is allowed until the entire ammunition load, 500 rounds, is used up, with breaks between every 100 shots of 15 to 20 seconds. In this case, non-stop firing is ensured, but the barrel bore is completely worn out. On August 23, 2001, the cruiser became part of the Novorossiysk Naval Base. The ship's mooring place was berth number 33 of the Novorossiysk Sea Trade Port, Marine Station. On July 28, 2002, Navy Day, the cruiser opened to visitors for the first time as a museum ship. On October 1, 2012, Mikhail Kutuzov became part of the Central Naval Museum as a branch. The ship of military glory, Mikhail Kutuzov, with a location in the port of Novorossiysk,